her question was, do you have to form another entity when you are buying a property out of state? Or does it need to be here and you register it there, right? So it depends on the state you're doing business in. Okay, so if you're here, no matter what entity you form, if you live here, the California is gonna say that you owe us money. You need to register it here, okay? So like, for example, in Tennessee, I could go form an entity here and register it in Tennessee for properties that I own in Tennessee, and I'm covered with the liability side, right? However, in Tennessee, if I have an entity that's an out-of-state entity, they call it a foreign entity, that is registered in that state, and I own property inside of it, I have to pay what's called a franchise and excise tax, which is typically 6% of your revenue, right? But there's no state income tax for personal, okay? However, if I have an LLC set up, or if I have it in my own name, there's no state income tax or no excise or franchise tax at all, okay? However, but if I have an LLC that I form, that's a Tennessee LLC, where I form it in Tennessee, I can qualify for what's called the FONCE exemption, F-O-N-C-E. And basically what that is I can say, hey, I have an entity in Tennessee that's specifically holding residential property, and I want to be exempt from your exemption. I'm just doing it for liability purposes, and you have to have it be 95% family owned to qualify for that FONCE exemption, and it has to be residential, not commercial property. And then I don't have to pay that. And then I just register that entity here in California because I live here, because that's California's requirement. But if you have an entity, like a California entity, and you own property in a different state, and you don't register in that state for that entity, you can be considered a disregarded entity. And if there's a lawsuit, you could automatically lose. Just because you're not registered in that state, you're an unrecognized entity in that state. And so these are some of the things that you learn, and so that's why it depends on the state you're doing business in. If there is no franchise and excise tax associated with LLCs, then you might be okay. You know, like you want to look at each state you're doing business in and talk to a CPA in that state that understands, okay, what's the best structure for me in this state? So I can't begin to know all the laws in North Carolina or Texas or different areas. I know the states that I do business in.